Mr. and Mrs. Banks. Thank you for seeing us. My name is Matthew Floros here at Novi Consulting, and here our superpower is financial planning intuition. So in today's meeting, we're going to recap your guys' current situation and other financial objectives that we heard. We're also going to show you guys our three-phase plan to improve your financial well-being. This is going to be our immediate actions, our short-term recommendations, and our long-term goal setting. Then Isabel is going to show you guys the next steps. Then we're going to discuss any concerns or questions you might have. Okay, so we analyze your current financial situation, and we can tell that you guys feel like you're fighting against a very strong current, needing absolutely both incomes, and then which we can take care of. And as individuals, we see that there might be, or there could be some disagreements between spending habits or other decisions like vehicles and other stuff like that, which we will get sorted out. All right, so our three-step plan was to identify solutions for your financial problems, and then we are hitting the reset button, and then we're realigning your monthly income in the right direction. Okay, so our immediate recommendations is to cut back on spending, clear out any credit card debt within the next 60 days. We're going to take care of your living and vehicle situation. We're going to pay off that private loan, and then also, Mr. Banks, we found a side hustle for you that'll take care of any upcoming baby expenses. Now, if you guys could look at the April 30th balance sheet, this is where we're currently at right now.
Hello, I'm Gabriel May. I will be talking to you about our seven-month plan going forward. And what you have in front of you is your current situation. Right now you have $65,000 in assets, but almost double that in liabilities. Now, three student loans make up over 50% of your liabilities, and two of those loans are federal, which means that they are non-bankruptable. All of them have high interest rates and high monthly payments. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working towards reducing those student loan payments by snowballing savings. So in this seven months, we are going to snowball savings to pay off the Mrs. Make's private loan. And then in the next year, we're going to be snowballing savings to pay off her federal loan. But to do that, we have to take care of the other debts first. And how we're going to accomplish this is by moving funds from one place to another. Excuse me. First of all, we're going to apply the $2,850 tax refund to pay off and close Olivia's Amex card. Next, we're going to allocate $8,150 from their house saving to eliminate the sports debt that was collected through Mr. Banks' sports betting. Next, we use a small portion of savings and the Roth IRA to retire Marcus's Chase Sapphire card that's worth around $4,000. However, we do plan to keep this card open, as with a baby on the way, there may be some unexpected costs that may come that the family may need to account for with the credit card. All right, so your next net worth statement is going to be our goal for the next 7 months. We're going to try to hit this goal, and we're going to try to get your net worth down to negative $38,000. However, in order to do this, we have to seize the opportunity that's in front of us. In order to accomplish our goal, we have decided that Mr. and Mrs. Banks, that you're going to have to move in with one of your parents. And we see this as not as a setback, but as a way to rebuild and to turn the ship to a better, more financially secure future for not only your family, but for your kid that's upcoming as well. All right, we're going to be talking about how we're going to solve this car loan. The car is worth around $40,000, and The car loan itself is $35,000. And when we planned to sell the car, we figured out that not only paying off the loan, but also the other expenses that come with selling the truck will make you around break even. And this is really important, not just to get rid of that auto loan, but to get rid of that monthly payment, which is around $914 a month. Finally, our other debts. With the remaining amount of money that we have, we're going to be closing the Pay Now and Save Later accounts. Mr. Banks, in order to pay for the baby that you plan to have in a couple of months, you will have to take up a side hustle, and we have been able to identify a side hustle that you will be able to utilize to pay for future baby costs. And finally, last but not least, our main goal for this 7th-month plan. We're going to be saving up around $23,000. If you can reference your budget for between May 1st and through May 1st to the 31st of December for 2025. You'll see at the bottom right the green number, $23,000. We will use this money to pay off Olivia's private loan in its entirety. Once we have done that, we'll use the other savings for the next step, which my colleague Alex will explain next.
Hi, my name is Alexander Gashot, and it's really nice to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Banks. I'm going to be starting off by going over your short-term and your long-term plans to get this all taken care of. For the short-term plan, we're going to be looking at new insurance policies for your changing life. We're going to be looking at renting a new apartment after those 6 months. We're going to look at getting you guys 2 new vehicles, or new to you vehicles at that time. We're going to be paying off the rest of your debts, and we're going to be looking at building you wealth and paying off all those student loans. Now for the insurance, as you're living at your parents', you're going to be cutting the renter's insurance. Pet insurance is still going to be a big deal because pets are expensive, as you know, when they get sick. And for the Explorer, since you're getting rid of the car, you're going to have no insurance payments, and that will dramatically reduce your costs every month. And for the Bronco, you still have 2 months left on that lease, so we're going to have to get those over with, and that'll be the only insurance payments you have for that period of time. So after that 6 months, you guys are going to need an apartment to move into, and this apartment is a great improvement over the last one, having more square footage, it being a 2-bed. You're reducing the cost of that apartment compared to the previous. You are in a great city. South Lyon has a wonderful school district and is a great place for a growing child to live. And overall, I think would be a great adjustment in living space and life change. So the new cars to you. We have chosen a Chrysler Town & Country car, and that's going to be $266 a month for the first 6 months. After that 6-month period, we should theoretically have enough, making sure everything goes well, to fully buy out the car. And after that's situated, we will go for a Toyota Corolla, which will be Mr. Banks' car, and we will be paying that duration of 48 months for the full length of the car. Paying off debts. So now, we revised this a little bit and figuring out that with the side hustle of power washing, you're going to need a big trunk to carry the power washer, and Mrs. Banks, you're going to need an easier way to get car seats in and out of the car. So you'll be replacing this with the town car payment, and it will be less than this, and overall it will lead to you guys having a good car for the next few years.
So hello, Mr. and Mrs. Banks. My name is Isabel Early, and I'm here to take you through the fun side of the budget, or more towards 2027, when we've worked to eradicate your student debt, or your student loans, and your car situation. So with that, we are now able to dedicate some extra cash to savings, and with this we will address your concerns that were brought to our preliminary meeting, such as starting a 529 for baby banks, so that they can have their college paid for, a 401k, Marcus's company match. We're going to have them match the full $2,500 right away for retirement, and a health savings account should any unforeseen medical expenses come up in the future. All of those are pre-tax, Next will be the investments in emergency funds after tax, but we feel as though this is needed to set yourself up and make your money work for you, as well as should something happen, you are covered for the next 3 to 6 months with that emergency fund. Next up, we have your ideal budget in 2027. So this is without your student debt, and there are a few things I'd like to draw your attention to. The first of which being your car payments and transportation. It is taken down significantly with our car changes and your discretionary spending, which is a large chunk of the budget, but that is including baby costs and savings, the investment, and your emergency fund from the previous slide. Next is your projected net worth. In 27, you guys are positive, and with continued efforts to maintain good financial habits, we anticipate this only going upwards in the future. And finally, wrapping up, I understand that today we have advised you to do some things you don't want to do, such as moving in with your parents. However, we feel as though now is the most timely to do so and the most opportune time with baby banks on the way. Doing this will allow us to hit a total reset button, eradicate your debt, and allow us to move from debt recovery to saving and planning for the future for both you and baby banks. So I understand that this seems out of reach and not a possibility, but we assure you that it is definitely possible for your future. So we hope that we've used our sixth sense to kind of help you guys find a financial solution that works for you guys as well as sets you up for the future. So that is, we're wrapping up now. We understand that you're still meeting with other companies, and that's okay. I'm going to call you on May 1st to set up a future appointment, if that's all right. And with that, is there any final or clarifying questions you have or concerns that we can answer?
So, do you want to go first?
Thank you very much. No, I was looking, I was like, is it time? Go. All right, now.
Do you have a question?
No, I don't have a
Oh,
question.
I
sorry. I would like to acknowledge that I think that your approach to saying that we should radically can reconsider our goals is really thought-provoking for me, and I wonder how we'll be able to do that. But I think it's really thought-provoking, and I appreciate you offering us an alternative that we haven't considered.
So I want to understand your alternative. I have to somehow convince my parents to let us move in with them, not charge us rent, not charge us for any use of their utilities. I'll have no vehicles? I don't understand when I get vehicles. This seems like the world blew up drastic. So I don't even know that my parents will allow us to live with them because I'm not even sure they're willing to watch my kid. I'm hoping they'll watch my child for 3 days a week. What do I do if they're not willing to do childcare, let alone let me move into their house? Because that's might be radical, even if I think it's a good idea to live rent-free, does not mean my parents will think it is a good idea for me to move in rent-free. That is absolutely radical, and I am amazed. And then eventually I get to have another apartment that's not the house I asked for, not in the city I asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to do a little more convincing because this is wow to me right now. This was not anything that I asked for when we came to you. I asked to live in a house in Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I get there?
Well, ma'am, when we looked at your financial statements and when we were creating your future plan, with your starting net worth and with baby banks on the way, we had to weigh either sacrificing net worth and security to secure your house in Brighton, or to secure your family's future and wealth. And we decided that it would be a better idea to secure your net worth so that you can bring baby banks a safe upbringing without having to worry about this bill or that bill or being kicked out of your house.
I've already been kicked out of my house. You kicked me out of my house.
Well, our whole idea with that was that we wanted to make sure that you had the funds to earn a home while still not sacrificing other areas. We took care of several of your other goals that you had in mind, such as the saving, different ways to save, and we anticipate that you will have enough money in your savings for a down payment comfortably for a house in Brighton 2028. That's our goal for you. So we understand that moving in with your parents is tough right now, but we are trying to get rid of your student loan debt, your credit card debt, and the.
Do I have to have all of those gone to buy a house?
We want you to be able to say no, but it will allow you to save and enjoy life.
So can I not save and enjoy and still live on my own?
The wiser option, ma'am, is to secure a good net worth. If you choose to get a mortgage, you will be adding a significant liability and monthly payment to your life. And not only did you say that you felt dragged down by the payments, which would only make that feel worse, but also significantly risk the future of baby banks. If you were taking on more liability, more payments, and putting more hours, since Mr. Banks has to come up with some extra money through the side hustle, it's just too much risk to try to go for a house when we're considering your child. And we decided that
we were
being
unsure
able
of
to
your
secure-
income as well. Because as a contractor, we don't know, taking 8 months, or no, not 8 months, excuse me, those weeks off with baby banks as you're having him and getting back into the swing of things. We weren't sure if your clients would stay, so we were a little unsure of your income. We were working majority off of Marcus's throughout this, because we don't know if you'll even want to work after
So
coming back into the fold.
that maybe should have been questions ahead of time, is asking me if I was going to continue to work, and I might be a personal trainer at a physical therapy place and I have guaranteed income. So you might want to ask me those questions before you assume I'm going to do nothing but stay home. But at the same time, how much more is a mortgage going to cost me in compared to what I am paying for rent? Because I do think moving in with my parents is a wild assumption.
You have to realize and take into consideration, Mrs. Banks, that this is gonna be a short-term thing. You're gonna be at your parents' house with actually paying some kind of rent, paying some kind of utilities, which we built into the budget in order to help you,
You didn't tell me that, you told me I'm renting there free. Where is that built into my budget, that I am paying rent then to my parents?
it is a discounted amount, I believe.
Allow me to obtain this number for you.
Okay, so I am paying, so if I'm paying that to my parents, I don't know that they'll give me a 50%, a matching amount on my down payment then. Because they were going to give me a matching amount for my down payment when I had $10,000 saved. But if now I'm asking to live with them, how do I make up for that loss?
You will have snowballed enough in savings to cover that. With hitting the reset button and not paying out, what was it, $8,000 a month in student debt? It was a year. I don't know, it was a significant amount in student loans monthly. You will have enough built up in savings for an emergency fund, for the down payment on the house, all within a year and a half,
I'd say so.
a year and a half, 2 years. So you will get the house that you are set on. You will have a house to raise baby banks in, and all will be well. But these few months, years, it'll be rice and beans. It'll be tough, but it'll set you up for the rest of the house, the retirement, the college savings, all the other good things that life has to offer.
Okay, so then, accounts. Should we keep separate accounts? Do we have a joint account? How do we handle all of this
Yes. So
moving forward?
when it comes to bank accounts, we believe that joining accounts would be a wiser option. We have also ran through the numbers, and filing jointly as a married couple is also the best in terms of filing taxes and saving you the most in taxes. So combining both your bank accounts and filing jointly are both the best option for you and your family.
So I know did you you addressed it, but Marcus's gambling problem, so you want me to have a joint account, move my husband with a gambling addiction into my parents' house. How should I address this if I have a joint account?
Sure. You tell your husband that baby Banks counts on him not gambling. Sure, we may not be able to affect Mr. Banks. However, I believe that if you want Miss Baby
What I say?
Baby Banks to have a good future, to have a stable future, you're going to find some way to make Mr. Banks not gamble.
Well, that's just a conversation you have with him and building good financial discipline and habits. Because choices got you into this, choices can get you out. He'll have to make the choice to keep you. He'll have to make the choice, and that's on him as part of the family.
Okay, well, thank you guys
Thank
very,
you.
very much
Thank you
for
for the
all the
opportunity.
timely effort you put in. Thank
Oh my
you.
word. Thank you guys.
Deep breath, it's all
I
right.
would like to say also that you did a really nice job explaining your position.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning, you made a suggestion that was really different and caused us as judges, but also as pretend clients to really think about our choices. And I appreciate how you responded with facts and calmly to questions that were emotionally charged. So I think you should take that with you
Yeah.
into your lives. You did a really great job responding to our questions.
I loved how you
Thank you.
ended the presentation with, the follow-up, I know that you're getting a lot thrown at you today, but, I will check up on you again. That was like building trust, so it was
Absolutely.
great.
Well, after dropping the bomb that you should move back into Paris, we gotta build a little something here. Oh my word.
And I will say that it is a strategy that people use, right?
Yes.
So it is a strategy that some folks have access to and some people use.
That's tough though.
Intergenerational living is not uncommon.
Not at all, but I understand my mom, when I told her about because she is in this industry, when I was telling her about our solution, she was like, husband with a gambling addiction? Like, if that happened to you, no way. I was like, you know what, I can't. But that's my mom, she's a character.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank